Adrian, Christine Lagarde had spoken about the need to make policy more persistent and more forceful under this new framework. Do you think that today's statement achieves these aims?
Hi there. Yeah, I think it certainly goes some way to achieving the persistent part of that objective, if not at this stage the forceful part. What Christine Lagarde, I think, acknowledged a couple of weeks ago was that when they are up against the effective lower bound for interest rates, which they kind of are, then they have to they have to calibrate policy to be more aggressive, and that will entail, if they're going to kind of, if you like, push policy into that slightly more aggressive mode, that is going to entail a risk to the upside versus the inflation target over the medium term, because it's just harder to calibrate the effects of that policy. Now, if you break it down, persistent and forceful, the two words she used, persistent was always going to be, I think, the lowest hanging fruit of those two. And I think that what they've done today is, in some ways, is the sort of bare minimum that we know. We knew that they were going for a symmetric inflation target. This statement clearly aims at that. One interesting wrinkle, I think, is that they had the opportunity to take out the word lower when they were talking about the level of rates. They could have sort of excluded that, the possibility that they move further into negative territory over time, and they've chosen not to do that. So they've left even more negative rates on the table. And what they've also done is sort of shied away from making this new framework equivalent to what the Fed's doing in the US, a sort of flexible average inflation target, where they aim to be above inflation, a sort of make-up strategy above target for a period of time in order to sort of equalize out inflation versus the target over the longer time. So really interesting, as you pointed out, that the use of that word transitory. They clearly don't expect to be above the target for very long. But, I think the emphasis on actually seeing inflation reach the 2% target well ahead of the end of their forecast horizon is pretty significant. So I think they tick that box as far as persistent policy goes, yeah.